Yes, what up, homeboy? Good evening to everybody, wherever you may be. Uh, got a chance to talk to Melly Mel today. Loco sent me some get well wishes the other day, and a few people were intrigued by the conversation about cutes and the guy that wanted cutes to be a celly in Folsom in 1980. And so I did a little bit of light research, as others did, and it's just a trip the way Cuse bought that story out of nowhere. And I was unaware of who the Skid Row slasher was. I remember the name. That's about all I could remember. I didn't remember the incidents or what he looked like or nothing like that. But so I looked him up, and this is the guy that Cute said was cool dude to Cute. This is the guy that wanted Cute to be his celly up in Folsom, I believe, in 1980. But so in looking him up, dude just died recently. He died in 2020. And before, I'm not sure if before he died or after he died, but he was exonerated from all of the crimes. They dropped all of those crimes on dude. So dude, I assume, is resting in peace. His family's resting in peace. You know, that's him right there being arrested in like 1975 by LAPD detectives. And I seen an LA newspaper that said that they had dropped all charges. I don't know if I could bring that up right now. Let me see. Uh, no, I don't actually see it right now. But anyway, all charges have been dropped on dude. He had a heart attack while in prison, and they let him out, and he became a free man. But he was, I guess, in comatose. He wasn't alive to actually enjoy his freedom. I'm unaware if him and his family got paid for all the years of incarceration, but apparently some jailhouse informants had got together and made up some lies on dude, and that's what ultimately got his case overturned. Him and several other people. That's dude right there. But anyhow, I see KP Video News has a new interview up. I think the dude's name is John Shahid. I haven't seen the whole interview because it just dropped, but apparently this dude has a lot of knowledge moving to LA in 1963 on Fifth Ave and 49th, and before he moved to Inglewood. And so he probably has a lot of crazy Inglewood history. And good looking out, Michelle. This is old. It's quite old. It's like 2 years old. My sister made him for my birthday. A lot of people came to Vegas for my birthday a couple years ago. But um, yeah, it seemed like this dude might have a lot of knowledge. I'll dig off into him later. Uh, Dubs, the guy that cartoon called the Little Mexican or whatever. Yeah, Dubs did a reply, and I thought it was cool. Dubs is always pretty much on point. He keeps it as real as possible. Well, Dubs made a couple great points that I share, and one being people in the comments section, they say ridiculous things. They stay throwing race in situations. I mean, I probably do too, but if I do it, I believe it's warranted. But he was saying how people throw race around so loosely in the comment section, and those type of people have never been anywhere, never been in no real situations. They're just agitators. They're provocateurs, man. They just try to turn people against each other, whether it's race or whether it's different YouTube content creators, even celebrities, man, they just throw junk out there and see if it stick. Unfortunately, I've spoke on it many times. Sometimes things do stick, and people believe it, and it starts to become a whirlwind. But Dubs keeps it respectful, and like he said, Cutes in cartoon were respectful, and I don't expect nothing less. Cutes don't play that race card like that unless you're talking about like rich white Republicans. But Cutes, a convict's a convict to Cutes, man. It don't matter. You know, you're gonna pick up your knife or you're not gonna pick up your knife. You're gonna run and hide or you're gonna get down. And that's all Cutes really sees things as is you in the line of fire or you out the line of fire. And that's it, and that's all. And Dubs recognize that. And most hard timers that did a lot of time, they do, like Dove said, they do pretty much share the same opinions as far as doing time and the violence that comes with it and stuff like that. And you know, they can speak on stuff that I haven't been on level for, so I can't speak on things that some of these dudes can speak on in the context in which they could put it. But you know, I gave Dubs his props plenty of times before a while back, and nothing's changed, man. But I like the little commentary he gave, and it's funny because I'm looking at our own people, amongst our own people. We can't even be respectful toward each other. We always got to turn this person against that person. Max jealous this, Max jealous that. Max a hater. Max don't keep it fair. Max biased. I mean, if that's your opinion, that's what it is. I'm gonna embrace it, man. If that's how you feel, I embrace it. But you don't have to try to get other people to believe that too, and then get the conversation started behind the scene. Because 9 times out of 10, they're gonna hit my airwaves anyway. I'm gonna get a phone call or text messages or screenshots. So I don't know why y'all play those little games, man. Grow up, like Dove said. You are the people that are agitators. You're provocateurs. You don't bring nothing positive to these forums, um, and you're trying to get in other people's business because you have no business of your own. And I hate to have to address it, but it's just conversation that's been going on all day in my neck of the woods, and even concerning cartoon, where somebody says, "Wait till cartoon find out who the real Kev Mac is." Well, when is cartoon gonna find out? Because if you didn't notice when I was interviewing cartoon, I know a whole lot about cartoons area and coming up in that area in the late 70s and early 80s. So if you didn't catch that, when is cartoon going to turn on me? When is cartoon going to be mad at me? Because me and cartoon got more in common than you guys could ever imagine. And we go back away. We may not have known each other, but we know a lot of the same people, the same streets, the same houses, the same homes, and the same homeboys. You feel me? And it's like that a lot. Like Melly Mel used to always say back in the day, man, we got more in common than we don't have in common. But the only way you're going to figure that out is through conversation, is you guys chopping it up together. If you guys can't have a conversation with somebody from another part of town or from another area, then you'll never figure that out. And unfortunately, some people have a problem with that because they don't know us and they can't relate to us, and they don't know our friendships and our conversations on the telephone or in person. You feel me? Um, it's just crazy though. But Cutes really messed me up talking about this serial killer. Like, just think of all the scenarios that could have went down. And I'm wondering if Cutes even know that dude passed, and I'm wondering if Cutes even know he got exonerated. I think it was the L.A. District Attorney, I believe. Marlon Guest, good looking up. Man, they everywhere. But who was that? Who was that comedian, man? The comedian that said, "Man, let haters hate." You know, that they got one job. That's to hate. Let them hate, man. Don't interrupt they hating. But still, ain't nothing wrong with bringing it to the light. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's, I mean, I don't care about what card they trying to play and what it is, and you know, it hasn't always been rips. You feel me? But it is what it is. Different regions of the United States as well. But it is what it is, man. I'm happy. I'm smiling. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling a little bit better, even more better than I felt yesterday. And again, I'm still tripping off Cutes, man. Cute said a serial killer tried to recruit him in a cell, man. That would have been a sight to see, man. I look high, probably just the cold, man. The the dust of the cold, I guess, man. Because I haven't taken no drugs, I haven't taken no medicine today. All I've been off is smoothies and water today, and a little bit of chicken soup, man. Unless somebody spike my chicken soup in a can or spike my waters or my smoothies, man, I don't know where that came from, but I've always been told I look high. Police used to always say I was high. Put the flashlight in my eyes, and you know what I'm saying? I'm a light skinned dude, man. I'm probably close to albino, so lights hurt my eyes, homie. And I got a light right here in my face, man. So that's probably all it is. Or maybe I sound high because I'm not 100% well, right? McMullen, good looking out, bro. Appreciate that, man. Kev, I'm glad you're still above ground. When I had COVID, the cough was the most vicious ever, uncontrollable. Well, I'm going to say this, my brother Jerome. And I miss the old gambling talk, man. I miss the sports talk, man. I used to have good days when we used to talk sports. But I'm going to say this. I think any cough I ever had was uncontrollable. I can't control my cough, right? So I'm going to say that, period. But most vicious, I agree, absolutely. It was vicious because it was sore, it was dry, and at the same time, it had mucus with it. So yeah, brother, it is vicious, and me and somebody was laughing. I don't know who it was. I talked to so many people today. I don't normally talk a lot on the phone, but it was so funny because we laughed because whether people believe there's a COVID or some new strain of cold going on or not, we witnessed, and I'm sure you did too, Jerome, something different. This is not your average cold. It's not your regular cold. Call it what you want to call it, make conspiracies or whatever you want. The bottom line is this is a lot more vicious than a common cold. Yeah, I remember Cuse came with that classic line. That just made me that made me respect Cuse so much when Cuse came out. First thing he said was, I want to apologize to all my victims. That was a cold statement. And he meant it though. But that was a cold statement. Yeah, I think COVID it affects people differently, obviously. I'm hearing some people say they was only sick 5 days and COVID only lasts 5 days. But then I'm hearing people say they had it for 2 weeks and then the cough lingered another 2 weeks. So yeah, it affects people different. But I think a common cold affects people differently, right? My common colds used to last 24, 48 hours. But then I see other people got to take off work or have strep throat or stuff like that. I think any disease affects people differently. It probably has a lot to do with your diet, your physical build, your how much exercise you do or don't do, and stuff like that. I'm sure because we're built the same, but we're not really built the same, especially mentally. Like from what I'm gathering, a lot of people that end up in hospitals, a lot of people that pass, they let it affect their mental and they really like gave up. Kind of like my father when he found out he had cancer. It was like he was in this sad state and they kept saying for me to get him to come out of it. And the worst thing he could do would be depressed. But he was depressed because he liked to mess with young girls and he liked to get out and be a strong man. And that cancer just took that strength away from him mentally and physically. But he would recover like in a day, but then he had to go back in therapy the next day. So every other day he would get his strength and he would fall weak. And mentally he was just gone, man. He didn't want to talk to me, man. He didn't have nothing really good to say. I mean, not that he had nothing bad to say, but it was just eating him up. You could tell it was eating him up, man. He didn't know how to deal with it. And a lot of people that caught COVID didn't know how to deal with it either. And so they were giving up. They wanted to get on them respirators, man. They wanted to get on them IVs and all that, man. But me, I just felt like I'll deal with it. And if I die, I was just going to die alone. And if I was going to make it, I was going to make it. You know, it was never a thought of do I need to be in the hospital or do I need antibiotics and stuff like that. Um, some things we can take care of ourselves and some we can't. But I'd be lying if I didn't say it was kicking my ass, because it was, man. But I try to sleep a lot, try to sleep it off a lot, try to stay hydrated and force myself to eat. I know a lot of people wasn't eating when they caught COVID, or whatever you want to call this cold. A lot of people didn't have an appetite. A lot of people didn't want to eat, but I knew I had to eat, even though I was losing weight. I knew I had to eat. That's mandatory. Oh, it's definitely COVID. It's every sign that there is of COVID. I had C-19 for 2 months in 2020 after that snowstorm. Let's go, Mariners. What are the Mariners doing, man? Them Baltimore Orioles can step their game up, right? I definitely lost my sense of taste and smell for sure. Even lost a little bit of hearing for a moment. Michael Smith, good looking out. Appreciate it. This cartoon no dude from the east side that you looked up to, Moose. Yeah, he know a Moose. Yeah, he know a Moose. A lot of dudes over there know a Moose, but Moose been gone so long that people don't know what happened to him and don't have contact with him. Yeah, Moose Capone, man, I would like to talk to Moose one day, man, just to chop it up with him, man. Moose also had another name called Star Child. So that's Star Child from 37th Street, right? Braves gonna run it back. I doubt it, but it's possible. I didn't think they could do it last year, so I could be wrong again, but I doubt it. Them Dodgers and them Yankees, man, it's been a long time since I've seen a team like this year's Yankees, and even this year's Dodgers, man. I think the only thing that's holding the Dodgers back, and y'all probably already know where I'm gonna go with this, is the manager, man. This dude does not keep the same lineup. He puts anybody in the outfield. They're not in the same positions every game. And it just messes up a lot. It messes up a lot of chemistry out there. And even in the lineup, like you see a lineup one night and you're like, yeah, this is a good lineup right here. They can do some things. And then the next night he switches it up and it's like they can't rally. It's like now they just sitting back for the home runs, but you got too many hitters in that lineup to worry about home runs. You got both the Turners, you got Mookie Betts, you got a Freeman. Them all dudes that can hit the ball and hit a home run, but those are guys that can bat for average and go on them hit streaks. But then you change the lineup to where you're waiting on Bellinger or Lux to hit a home run, and it just messes up the chemistry from night to night, in my opinion. But those Yankees, though, man, remember what I told you guys a couple weeks ago, right? Them Yankees look like they out of it, like they can't play no ball. Then they score 5 or 7 runs, or they come from behind and take the lead. They've been doing that ever since I mentioned it. They still been doing it. I don't know what Moose Capone's story to tell you, but one that I always remember, like it stands out in my mind. It's not really no hell of a story or nothing like that, but I remember I was in my father's backyard. He was in the low bottoms. It was an alley on the side of the house. And this dark dude, man, this dark skinned dude came in some green khakis. Yeah, like a green and brown like Pendleton on. Looking fresh, east side fresh, you know what I'm saying? And I just know he's somebody, right? But I don't know this dude like that yet. But I know he's somebody because he's walking down that alley and he's G and he's by himself. And he said, hey, he said, where your brother at? So he knew where I was. So he ain't around. And this fool pulls out a pigeon out his khaki pocket. He pulls a pigeon out his khaki pocket. And at that time, I'm like 10 years old, maybe 11, 10 or 11, somewhere around 10 or 11. So we talking like 1978. I don't even think it was 79. I think this is 1978. And he pulls this white pigeon out of his pocket, man. That messed me up. First of all, I had never seen no shit like that. Then he throws the pigeon up and pulls out a 357 Magnum and shoots. Boom! I'm like, oh shit. I'm not scared like I'm gonna run or he gonna do something to me, but just that thought of a fool pull up in the alley and bust a 357 like that. Yeah, it was a live pigeon on me, a roller pigeon. But he threw the pigeon up and he shot because he wanted to get all the pigeons in the area up off the telephone poles and the wires in hopes that his pigeon can stray some pigeons home. But, at that time, I didn't know what the hell he was doing. But that was just strange to me. That was new to me. That was some way off stuff to me. But Moose used to always like to write on walls. He used to like to catch the bus. Just always gang banging, man. Always G'd up. Always, good dude though, man. Watts in the building. Yankees will fall off, Kev. Look out for Houston and Toronto and AL and Dodgers and Milwaukee. I mean, I can see why you say that, but I don't think the Yankees will fall off. I don't think they can fall off. Houston, on the other hand, they got bats. Houston got bats and experience. So yeah, Houston looks really good, man. I really like the way the Houston Astros look. Toronto's too sometimey, man. You got the three kids' fathers, Biggio, Guerrero, and Bichette. But man, that pitching is garbage. I don't trust that pitching, man. And I don't trust the support. They got a couple of supporting cast, but I don't trust them. I wouldn't put no stock in the Blue Jays other than being in the American League playoffs. Right? Big Trigger Videos, good looking out. I'm feeling better. Coughing today, but I'm feeling better. I haven't talked to my guy Cuse today though. OG Bam was a great series. He had a lot of history. Bam got some good stories. Watch this, watch this. And he got that watch this that everybody like, right? But thanks for tapping in, man. The Yankee bats ain't just hot. Because if you remember, they start off cold. The Yankees couldn't hit for nothing, especially Gallo. Is that his name? That came from Baltimore? Man, his bat is so weak right now. It's been weak all year, but it's a dangerous bat. But imagine if Yankees pitching get hot. If the Yankees pitching step up, man, I just don't see the Yankees falling off. I think the Yankees can have a couple batters go through some cold streaks, a couple pitchers lose some games, but I don't think they can fall off this year. But I do like Houston. I give Houston Astros that. On the Dodgers, on the other hand, they be balling and doing their shit, and they really not playing their best ball. So you got to worry about that too. If the Dodgers can get hot, there's no beating them. No St. Louis, no Brewers, no Giants, no Padres. The Braves possibly can hang. The Braves are just a good franchise and have been since the 90s. I mean, you call it what you want, man. I just like Fiji water. You call it what you want, brother. To each his own, man. If you like that Savon's, a Safeway, or Rite Aid water, that's on you, my brother. Yeah, the Braves. You got to look at the Braves high up. They know what they're doing high up. But y'all, if you're a real baseball fan, man, pay attention to the Orioles, though. Yeah, the Yankees don't really need no small ball, man. I'm telling you, man, if you're a pitcher in the big leagues, right? And I know y'all don't really want to talk baseball, but if you're a big league in the pitcher in Major League Baseball, you don't want to face Stanton, Gallo, Judge. Man, you don't want to face them three dudes, and you got to face them back to back to back. Man, the Yankees are so good, they got rid of like two big bats. The catcher, and what's his name, Marcello or something like that. It's over there on the Twins, and they didn't miss a beat. Yankees got bats. What team is Chapman on? Yeah, Big Keystone's always a good interview. Man, Jay Ship, that's tough, man. That's a tough lineup. Who's that, Trench Baby? Man, look, man. The Orioles are like the Pittsburgh Steelers in the NFL. Knock it off. Hey, that's a low blow to Steeler fans, brother. Hey, that's funny, man. That's so funny. But I'm not saying they're a threat like that, but I'm saying check them out. You can appreciate them. Them dudes been winning. They just started off so bad, but them dudes been winning, man. Yo, OG, do you know Raymond from 60s, Your Era? He did a lot of Fed time for bank robbery. His sister was Lady Levi. I don't think I do. Uh, some people I know by name, some people I know by face, some people I just don't know at all. Big Miz is one of the best interviews. His smile when recounting his getting swole and how proud he was of that accomplishment. Yeah, that was classic. We had a lot of classics, man. We had a lot of classic statements, rebuttals, interviews. How two gangsters afraid to hit each other? I don't know, Miss 702. Maybe they didn't get paid enough. Stay away from all Guardian games. You will lose your parlay. I don't know about that, man. Look, I gave y'all some game in the baseball thread, right? Anytime that one pitcher pitches, Shane Bieber, you don't have to pick a side. Just pick the under. If they win or lose, this goes under. That's like a free win every time dude pitch. But I'm just saying. Kev, do you think Miles Bridges' career is over? I don't know, man. Keystone is solid from the outside looking in. The Raiders hired a black woman as their president today. Good stuff. I'm kind of like a male chauvinist, right? I don't think men's sports really has a place for women, right? I thought that was the purpose of having the WNBA and in these lingerie leagues, female soccer and stuff like that, right? And the reason why I say it, it's not because a woman doesn't have the smarts or understand the game or the expertise that a man may have, but the fact that men are men. We talk a certain way, we think a certain way, and when it comes down to sexual situations like the locker room, a female reporting, and you want a man to talk nice and sweet to you. I mean, you're taking away some of the manhood from a man. This is how we talk amongst each other. And this is how, we're going to go jump in the shower. We shouldn't have to wear our boxers or towel around us when we're in the shower because you in there. And we should not be able to use cuss words because a woman's on the bench or a woman's on the side of us or because a woman's refereeing the game. You feel me? I don't mind. I don't mind the woman. I don't mind the woman refereeing the game. There's some good referees that do football and basketball games, but what I am saying is, why do we have to control our mouth because a woman is officiating the game? You know what I'm saying? Why we can't call another man a B word? Because it's a woman there? Why we could call a man referee a derogatory term, but we can't call a woman referee one? So that's my thing when it comes to the women coaching and refereeing our games, but not that they do a lesser job. I don't think they do a lesser job. I think it's some really good female referees, but I think we should be able to speak and talk how we want to talk, man, regardless who's on the bench. You on our bench. You coming in our league. We not coming in your league. We did interviews with small money in artists, Rocky and Killer Martin together. I mean, that's on them if they want to do that. You know what I mean? We did stories. We talked to we talked to a lot of guys about Nip. I don't know if you've seen it or it just wasn't in depth for you, but we talked to artists. We did a Nip special talking about Nip a couple years ago, man, maybe 3 years ago. I mean, okay, so here go the thing. Women on the sideline doing interviews, yeah, they do good jobs on that too. They do good jobs on that too. I know you like Michelle Tofoye, right? I know you like her. I know you like her half man voice, right? I know you find her sports knowledge sexy, right, Jerome? I know you do, man. Transgenders are taking over, man. Democrats that made the LBGQT, whatever, so popular and so empowering. Do they have YouTube channels yet? And that's I think that's stereotypical, Suge, that some women aren't as in debt because some are. But yeah, it's like Keith Kloss once told me, or it wasn't even Keith Kloss. It was shooting coach for Stoudemire and them. He told me, he said, "Have you ever played on the NBA level?" No, I have not played on the NBA level. So I think the same would hold true for a lot of these female commentators. If they haven't played on an NBA level, then yeah, they're gonna lack some detail and lack some firsthand experience of competing at a level of an NBA player. I agree with that part. But I mean, they sit around men and they watch the game like we watch it, and they got a brain too, so they know the game just like us, you know. But yeah, there's some that's probably not as qualified for the job as others. Will you ever do an episode to explain the death of Raymond White? Never. I wouldn't even entertain that thought. Kev, did you start a group text for the breadwinner? No, but I want to, and I really need to. But we have to find out how we're gonna keep up with who paid and who didn't pay. Uh, that way, there's gonna be people in the chat that haven't paid. But I definitely need to get back to y'all on that. And yeah, we do need some type of format. If you could think of one, then let's do a group text and uh, and make it happen. Let's talk about how they jacked the rainbow. I used to like the rainbow. You always thought it was a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow. Now you don't know what's at the end of that rainbow, right? You go looking to see what's at the end of the rainbow, and you might find out a woman got something bigger than you, right? Yes, it's really life has changed, man. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I think we all agree that this world has went to shit in our lifetime, right? What's the history on your name? Just heard cowboy name was Kevmac before. What's your relationship? The history on my name is it's my real name. And my real name became my nickname. But so what happened is when I was in school, in our school days, there was a whole lot of Kevs. There was Kev Wicks, Kev Kimball, Kev Brown, just Kev this, Kev, it was Kev everything, man. It was DJ Kev and MC Kev and just Kev. And so in order to separate which Kev we were referring to, we use our last names. And that's where the name comes from, man. Yeah, there's been little calves and baby calves and tiny calves and infant calves, but I'm so far beyond that, man. Like my just thinking and my life is just so different now, man. It's with this social media, what we did, and I'm guilty of this, but what we did, waterbed care, what we did was we exposed so much of this gang lifestyle, all the goofiness, all the treachery, the jealousy, the envy, the homie on homie crime. All of this has been exposed on social media, and now you see guys who, like Miss 702 said, how two gang members don't know how to fight. Like you see so much being exposed within the gang lifestyle or death style, and it's almost like we've made a mockery of it, and so it's no longer entertaining. It's not flattering. It's nothing to be proud of because the game has changed and been exposed and it's came a long way. And we're not showing enough. Not that there's a lot of positivity, but we're not showing a lot of change. We're not showing how people came from the dirt and doing good for themselves. We're not showing how lifers or gang members that been to prison and sent kids through college, we don't show a lot of positivity, and so all the negativity just stands out. And it's just in talking to different people, it's just really nothing to be proud of no more. It's like some people are hanging on to a thread, some people hanging on to an old lifestyle, wishing it could be like it used to be. But the days of the old will never come back. And that's not in gang banging, that's just in life in general, period. How we grew up in all black neighborhoods, or predominantly black neighborhoods. We grew up with all our neighbors was black. You might have one Hispanic on the block. You might have one white person on the block. Maybe two Japanese on the block, but it was predominantly black. Your classmates was predominantly black. You're not going to see that no more in the inner city throughout Los Angeles. Man, them days is over. You see a lot of white people moving in, a lot of white homeowners. You see, like when we grew up, we thought, okay, we're in a middle class area. These stores is cool, these houses is cool, but then you see all this white money coming back into the hood, and it's like, oh wow, these stores wasn't looking this good when I was coming up. These houses wasn't this big when I was coming up. Because they done got 2 and 3 stories on these houses now. These were single story houses when I grew up, right? And you don't see all the graffiti all over the walls no more. You don't see the graffitis in the alleys like you used to no more. You don't see the winos in front of the liquor store like you used to. It's not gonna be like that no more, man. We had it, we had everything at once upon a time, and we didn't take care of it. We gave it away. We hate on each other. We put each other down. We expose each other. There's just no love and unity, and that was so genuine when I was coming up because we actually grew up with one another. We actually grew up as friends, as classmates, kindergartners, or maybe somebody moved to the hood in second grade or third grade, maybe fourth grade. Worst case scenario, fifth grade. But you grew up with these people. So you had relationships and friendships with guys and girls throughout your childhood, into adulthood, into teenage years and adulthood. You may have held down jobs with this person, or may have went on licks with this person, or ate at this person's family table, or went on vacations with some of your childhood friends. And it's different now. It's like now a dude don't respect nobody older. He don't respect nobody his age because he didn't grow up with him. This dude comes from Sacramento. This dude comes from Inglewood. This dude comes from Watts. And now all these dudes on the block kicking it with each other. There's no camaraderie. There's no love and respect for what was there before you, or who started and why they started and why this is the way it is. So things ain't gonna be the same, man. And it's just, but can you answer that question for me? What's your question, man? I can't see every question. It would help if you highlight it. If you can't highlight it, that's cool too. But you have to be patient with me and hope that I see your question and get around to it. But I can't see every question, man, and I'm not trying to see every question. Because to be quite frank with you, some questions ain't even worth answering, man. Why Barefoot Pookie was talking about crazy about Melvin Farmer? Well, it's not that he was talking crazy about Melvin Farmer as much as it was that he thought that he only seen one piece of the interview and didn't know Melvin Farmer had acknowledged him, and that Melvin Farmer had laid down a lot of names that had been missing from interviews. He wasn't talking crazy about Melvin Farmer. Barefoot Pookie's a rider and an older dude, and they know each other. He could pick up the phone and call Melvin as Melvin could call him. So no, that ain't the case. That's a little overblown, outlandish. It's just he jumped to a conclusion and thought that Melvin purposely left him out of his interview, but Melvin had many parts to his interview. You know what I mean? Melvin spoke on a lot and gave us a lot of names and leads and stuff. Melvin is a true historian of Crip business. Melvin is a true Crip historian. In fact, he go back before the Crips. I mean, he got information on a lot that was going on around in LA, especially sports, the whole Soul Train thing, all of that. Man, he got a good memory, sharp memory. Where do the black people in Cali go when they leave LA or what? Leave California or what? My man say you went and got GR with your childhood friend. That's real talk. Some went to community college and got what is them little grants. Went to school just to get a grant and didn't even go to school. Got the grant and got the hell away from the community college. Got your first job with one of your childhood friends, right? Got suspended with your childhood friend. Sitting in the dean's office with your childhood friend. Them was the days, man. Now LA's like a gumbo pot, man. There's people coming from everywhere. So people not on the same page, man. People have their own thoughts, their own real friendships. Man, back it seemed like back in our day, man, we all had family. It seemed like nowadays, I listen to a lot of these youngsters, they don't even have no family. Like Rockhead said the other day, he basically raising some of these parents' kids. Not because the parent can't raise them, but because the parent understands that Rockhead can get to their child a lot better and give them a better chance of going to college or possibly professional basketball. But man, we had family, man. We had uncles and brothers, older brothers that was gonna make sure we didn't have to go somewhere else, right? Yeah, there's a lot, seems to be a lot of more out of towners than natives, absolutely. And that's what I meant by like a pot of gumbo now. People coming from all over, whereas a lot of us, not all of us, but a lot of us, like I said, it might have been third grade, fourth grade, or fifth grade, but a lot of us migrated to that area, and then we were able to grow up with each other. We may not have hung with each other, been best friends, but the fact that you know a person, know where they live and who they hang out with, then you have some type of history with a person. You know what I mean? Buenos noches, homeboy. Trigger videos, good looking out, man. Like I always say, we ain't trying to be the best at nothing, man. We just trying to be a movement, man. We just trying to get everybody on the same page to where we discover or undiscover some of this hidden history and some of these gems that these OGs got and haven't shared with nobody. Thank you, Naomi. I appreciate it. Do you have any unreleased footage from Monster Cody's enemy? Actually, I don't. I think the only thing I could possibly have left of Monster Cody is a conversation between Cutes and Monster Cody talking about how they don't want to be with a woman that had money because they feel like they had a little power over them. That's probably the only thing I got of them. And if I remember correctly, Cutes got out of the conversation because he was on the phone with Monster's brother. And so the conversation basically fizzled out. But that's about all I got. Monster didn't want no woman having money over him and controlling him. And Cutes has said that he had a similar situation when he was young back in the 70s as well. Okay, now, Lamont, we got to be careful with you, man, because I don't know if you are not understanding or you trying to stir the pot. But it's one too many times, bro. They called Big James a snitch, and Melvin Farmer called him a snitch. They were talking about a different James. They were not talking about Big James from Harlem. They was talking about a different James that had told on a case back in the day. All right. So, I'm not, yeah, the history of swans will be a great history, I believe. But I do believe this. I believe anybody that was lucky enough or fortunate enough to get the swans history would have to be the right person for it because if you don't understand or know a little bit about the swan history, it's not going to be a good interview. It's not going to be a telling interview because there's a lot of questions that need to be asked, and there's a lot of names that need to be thrown out in the fire. And um, I don't think everybody would be capable of handling that type of history. But that would be a great history for somebody to get. James Garrett on Tookie's case. So Joe Mosley is telling you that it was James Garrett is who they was talking about, referring to as Big James being a snitch. Big James Garrett on the Tookie case. All right, bro. Sean, I'm doing better, man. I'm doing better. Kev, have you ever interviewed anybody who turned out not to be who they claimed they were? I don't know that I have, but I've seen it on other channels. Uh, and this is PG, by the way. This is not rated X. This channel is censored from time to time. Is there any truth to the Swans got set up at a truce meeting back in the day? And that's what has led them to be distant from the peace movement. I don't know about that J ship. I couldn't speak on it because I'm unfamiliar with that. I know, I know, I heard of some incident at Manchester Park. I don't know that that has anything to do with not trusting anybody and staying away from peace meetings. I don't know, my brother. What you think about Larry Hoover denouncing his affiliation to what he started? I've seen some conversation about it. I've seen some conversation about Larry Hoover. What's true and what ain't true, I don't know. What Larry Hoover actually said, I haven't seen, so I don't know. I'm not equipped to speak on that. I'm not equipped to speak on a lot of things outside of California. I'm just uneducated, whether it's that I don't care or I'm just ill informed. So there's a lot of things I can't speak of outside of California. Kev, you should do another interview with Donald Archie. I feel like he didn't cover anything at all about early Crippin' years. He just talked religion and other things besides the early years of Crippin'. I've tried unsuccessfully to reach out to Donald Archie. There's a few people in my Rolodex whose phone numbers no longer work. And so I've been unable to reach out to a few people. I'm sure Donald Archie got a lot more to speak on as well. But at the same time, you guys got to be mindful that some people only want to speak about some things. Everybody don't want to speak about what you want them to speak about. Some things they want to take to the grave. Some things they don't want to offend other people. And some things they don't want to contradict other people just to keep from debating or shit, black eyes coming out of it. And I don't mean as in a fight, but everybody's record ain't clean. So you provoke somebody to speak on, against what they're saying, then they might want to bring up some dirt on you and remind you when you took some L's or your reputation wasn't so solid, right? Kev, that Tyrone video was great. Any shoot with that same format? Possibly, very possibly, possibly. It's just there's a lot of factors of why I haven't done a lot of stuff. Some of us laziness, some of us the lack of passion, some of us other people don't want to participate, and so there's different factors of why I haven't put out a lot more. Do you have any mumble stories? I don't have no mumble stories. I didn't know mumbles personally. I didn't know mumbles. I only know of him. Heard a lot about him, but I didn't know mumbles. Craig Munson, my favorite interview. Craig had a good interview. I wish it was filmed better, but I thought it was monumental, and I thought he asked some good questions. I thought S-Mac got him to speak on some things that we didn't really know about. What are you gonna do, you little crip? It's funny with our people. I don't think it's a black thing, so excuse me for bringing in race, but Cutes calls people's little projects or his little gang. Cartoon said Dubs the little Mexican, right? Craig Munson calls Raymond you little crip. It's like, what's with this word little? Like, is little belittling? Is belittle like taking a notch from you? What is it that our people, some of our people, label things and people little, right? That's crazy, right? But to me, it's low key offensive, but it's not always going to be taken as offensive. Cutes explained that he didn't mean no harm by little. He's just looking at it like the Crip gang itself was so huge that when you take a little pocket, it doesn't compare to the masses of Crips or Bloods. They called you little criminal. Our parents started off with us. I'm not one of your little friends. Yeah, them was the days, right? Now, how about when somebody call you a little buster? You little buster? Like, is that better than a big buster? Which one's better, a big buster or a little buster? You little snitch. Which one's better, a big snitch or a little snitch? Like, yeah, little can be bad or it can be good. It can be embraced. Absolutely, little can be embraced. They used to call me Little Lamont. I didn't want to be Little Lamont. I didn't want to be little, my brother, nothing. I didn't like it personally. I didn't want to be little nothing. But I guess I was a little snotty nosed punk at some point, I guess. Does Tony Stacy ever release his second book? I don't believe so. Little Caesar's cool last time I talked to him. TPK was cool last time I talked to him. I haven't talked to AC in forever, man. AC is AC. My man said, Big Buster gotta be the worst. I got a homeboy that hate the word Mark. His name is Mark, but he hates the word Mark, Mark 7. He hates the word Mark. He like, man, why my mama gotta name me Mark? Why I gotta be a Mark? Why I couldn't be somebody else? Well, damn, Mark, I didn't want to be a Kevin, man. Kevin sounds so white and so proper to me. That's why I use the term Kev. Asiatic Supreme, what up, homeboy? Man, that used to be a hell of a West Coast insult, but times have changed, man. I'm the youngest, and I've always been young ship, little ship, baby ship. Hate when we didn't get the whiskey interview. I don't know that whiskey would have gave us an interview. Rockhead thinks he would have got him to do an interview. In fact, Rockhead swore by it that he was going to get a whiskey interview before whiskey passed. And he was saying it while whiskey was living, so might be some truth to that. But me knowing whiskey and me talking to whiskey, I don't think whiskey was up for an interview. You know, whiskey still has some unfinished business, man. Whiskey was with the business. And he was a good dude, funny dude. I had a lot of love for whiskey, man. You're getting the pure Kester tonight. What is the pure Kester? Probably because Cutes ain't here to take over the show, or what? I was telling my homeboy from Cali in Baltimore, here is the same thing as Buster or Mark. The Killer Wayne interview was dope. Killer Wayne, it was great that Killer Wayne got to spoke his piece and give some of his history firsthand. So we're not getting it from one of his homeboys. We're not getting it from some other journalist. We're not getting it from the streets of Compton. We got it from Killer Wayne. So that was the beauty of the whole Killer Wayne episode. Lorenzo Benton will be big. I agree. Hopefully somebody get that soon. China Dog or Lorenzo Benton or Little Vince. Those will be some good interviews for somebody to get. Um, so I don't know that I sound better, Lady Styles, but I feel better. My man said, try being named Dexter. Half of my fights was behind that alone. I'd be mad at my people for a week after each squabble. Well, I was mad I had big ears. You know, having big ears got me in a lot of fights in junior high and high school. I was going to tell y'all this one story, but I figured it was a little too violent. But me and my homeboy T. Vic, we had a filmmaking class in junior high school. And there was this one tall, skinny dude that we used to make fun of. But I had got past making fun of this dude because by now we like in 11th grade. I'm sorry, 8th grade. I sure hate to be 11th grader in junior high school. So we were like in 11th, I don't know why I keep saying 11th grade. We were in like 8th grade, elective class, right? And this one dude, he's the last dude that should have been making fun of me, right? We already called him bird chest because he was tall and he had this bird chest, man. He had no chest at all. And dude decided he wanted to talk mess to me. And I'm telling him, man, kick back. You know what I'm saying? He's no threat. He's nothing. I'm not tripping off this dude no more. And this dude wanted to talk back. Man, I fired on this dude so hard. Trust me, man. I am not exaggerating. I fired on that dude so hard that his chest, well, it was no longer equal. So we didn't call him bird chest no more. I forgot what name we called him. We called him something because his chest wasn't even no more. The one that I hit him in sat back further than the other one, man. I always wonder what happened to that dude, man. I always to this day wonder what happened to that dude, man. Did his chest ever even out? Did he ever feel ashamed for challenging me? I always wonder about that dude, man. He probably listening right now, like, nigga, you didn't hit me that hard, you big-eared son of a. Like, he probably still want to challenge me, right? But T Vic was it. You know what? Did it. Did it. I want to say we called him Dennett Chess after that or something like that. I'm not sure, but man, I caved his chest in real good, man. I didn't get no trouble though. He didn't snitch. He didn't tell. What's the status of Buffalo? You got to talk to Kenya or Big U about that. I have no idea the status of Buffalo Crip. Or maybe Raymond's daughter. I don't know. Maybe even Ron Ron. Do you know Flacco from 58? I don't think I do. I mean, he could meet me. It ain't no big deal. You know how old we are, man. Who was that speaking? Somebody was speaking on that the other day, how there was Goob. Goob was talking about how what makes us want to fight now, right? At this older age. Well, one thing's for sure that Goob said, at this older age, we are not physical specimens that we was when we were young, when we had all this youthfulness in us. We had all this energy. We don't have that same energy, man. The windpipe and being out of shape and eating bad all these years and just aging, these aches and pains that come with getting older, it's not the same, man. So, yeah, you step in the ring, you got to deal with that. But I don't think this dude is old and swole now and want to see me. He might could beat me up. I'll give him that. I doubt it, though, but he would really have to beat me up because that's one of them ones like you don't take an L to no guy like that, right? No matter what he became in life. He's probably some librarian right now. Like, nigga, go find a Call of the Wild, nigga. Go find me a book to read, nigga. Like, go in the back and find that book. I bet you he's a librarian right now. Exactly, Ron Lawrence, man. And I try not even to talk about it, right? Man, I tell you one thing, man. If that one hitter quitter don't work, I'm in trouble. I know that. Nina boy, what's up, man? Nina boy, that was you gotta know that was the craziest looking fight ever, right? Man. Oh no, Joe Mosley, don't do him like that. Okay, I know. Okay, all right. I might have met Flacco. I don't know about the 5'8" part though, but it's gonna be a lot of holding and hugging. I don't know about that, man. I'm not trying to hug and hold nobody, man. That's what I'm not trying. I might be holding my knees. I might be bent over on my knees, breathing hard. I'm damn sure gonna be sweating bullets. But no, man, I'll be the first to tell you I'm out of shape. The homie S Mac was asking me to to tone myself up now, man, get in shape now after coming off this sickness. But I just don't have it in me, man. Them stairs, I can't do no jogging. My knees are bone on bone. It is what it is. I'm not finna just put myself out there like that. It is what it is. However it come, it's gonna come. They said Bosco is only 49, but he looked like he was 68. Wow. I don't know. When Bosco hit the floor, man, Bosco looked like he was in a hurry to get off that floor. And Nina Boy looked like he wasn't trying to let him get up off the floor. Looked like Nina Boy grabbed the back of his head and tried to pull him to him and get a couple ones in, man. Right? I'm feeling a little better, Jose. Good looking out. I don't care if it's a troll or not a troll, man. We not even tripping, man. My man said that's a rough looking 49. Man, y'all can't go in on Bosco over here, man. Y'all don't do that, man. Y'all know how people get in their feelings if I let y'all talk about somebody over here. They're going to blame me. They're not going to blame themselves that they a celebrity or they done interviews or they done put themselves out there. Y'all don't do that, man. Don't do Bosco like that. Bosco ain't here to defend himself. Now, if y'all know Bosco, tell Bosco to come on live, and then y'all can talk about Bosco. But we're not going to do Bosco like that. Bosco ain't over here defending himself, man. Leave Blood alone. You know Blood got jokes. Blood will go in on some of y'all. Y'all don't want Blood to come over here and go in on y'all now. They say Bosco is younger than 49. That show is cold, Michelle. Y'all don't do that, man, like that, man. I'm asking y'all leaders do it alone, man. They said Bosco just turned 40, man. Y'all cold for that, man. Meanwhile, Nina Boy, this live chat, not cherry picking on a real one. Hey, Nina Boy. Hey, man, I gotta say this though, man, and you take it how you take it, homie, or if you want to come back and cap on me, then do that. But bro, when I seen you in the ring, I was like, wait a minute, hold up. How old is Nina Boy? Because it looked like your head receding like far before mine. I'm like, wait a minute, I still got a little something up there. But I was like Nina Boy looking like Chico Bean on top of the head, man. I'm like, and then I'm always clowning my stomach, and girls clown my stomach, call me pregnant. And I'm looking at Nina Boy like, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute. Nina Boy done put some boom in it. Cause I'm like, nigga, if I'm gonna talk about my own head and my own stomach, nigga, Nina Boy, you gotta get some too, my nigga. And I was like, damn, Nina Boy look old, but Nina Boy and Bosco both had enough heart to step in the ring. No matter how y'all look at that fight, they did something a lot of other people haven't done, and that was step out in the ring in front of the world. Man, pulled up to the scene with my ceiling missing. Man. Hey, but it's all in love and fun, man. No disrespect to nobody, man. This is the internet. And once you put yourself on celebrity status and step out there, you know you open to scrutiny and jokes, right? Now, boxing ain't as easy as it look on TV. That's a fact. Shit, boxing in the county jail ain't as easy as it look when you fresh off them streets, man. I remember there was this one dude. I'm not even gonna say his name because he ain't in great standing. And I come up off the streets. I thought I was in shape. I thought I was cool to go a couple rounds. And one of the homies, he got squabbles though. He got squabbles. He got squabbles, and he a little bit bigger than me, definitely stronger than me. YA baby. And we got down, man. We got down on like a wrestling tip. And that fool was too strong for me. That fool pinned me down so quick, had me breathing so hard. I couldn't even breathe, man. I'm like, man, I thought it was oxygen in the county jail. Like, where is the oxygen? Like, nigga, I need a tank. Like, I could not breathe. I was not fixing to fake it. When that fool took me down like that, man, I was so mad. I wanted to just take flight on it. I wanted to just take off, throw combos on him. But I said, man, I don't have the energy for that, right? I ain't gonna fool myself, but I built up energy over time. It's just the fact that coming off the street and you think you got it like that, and you ain't got it like that. And I was still in my 20s. I was still in my 20s, dog. So imagine in your 50s or your late 40s. Now, if you ain't out there exercising, out there practice sparring, you not going to have the energy that you think you have because you once had it. And that's just keeping that shit 100. What up, Bam? Bam look like he can still go a few rounds, but I know Bam probably smoked a few camels around the dorms and cells and yards, and Bam probably don't have a whole lot of energy either, but he looked like he still can get out. He's still in shape. Bam look like he can still throw a few rounds though. You know what I mean? But man, it ain't that easy, man. People walk around talking about throw some. Man, you ever check this out, man? I know some of y'all been there and done that, right? When you coming up, like you probably in your teens or you in your early 20s, and it's an old dude in the hood. It's an old dude in the hood or maybe in jail that you ran across, and he talking bad to you. He talking bad to you like you a punk, and you really don't want to fight this dude because you know he got the experience and the size on you. But when you took flight on that dude, you found out that old dude ain't even got it. That dude's a has-been. He's washed up. Man, that just comes with time, man. It comes with time unless you stay consistent in your workout regimen. Tobias, what up, homeboy? Squeaky Lance looked like he's ready to crip in his interview. Squeaky Lance was cripping, wasn't he? What's up, G Mike? What up, Ascari? What's going on, bro? I feel you, Kev, in my 30s, and now I gained 20 pounds, and no matter what I try to do, I can't lose. Now, it's hard to lose. And that's another thing. I never thought I would gain it, let alone be able to attempt to lose it. But being out there and staying active. I always played basketball. I wasn't a great basketball player, but I always stayed active with basketball. We did this with my square homies. We did this with my most hardest gang affiliate homies. And we did this in the gang module. We did this in prison. We was going to go play some hoop. And that's good exercise. Basketball is good exercise. I guess tennis is good exercise. Swimming is good exercise. But basketball was so easy to go play some basketball and be competitive and find a gym, Magic Johnson's gym or Spectrum or whatever. And you could go play some ball and you could sweat it out and never get that stomach. Never get them love handles because we was working it out consistently and constantly. And so I was one of them ones that just never thought I could get no stomach, but boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong. And you're right, it's hard to get rid of. I would like to assume if I didn't have a bad back and these ailments, that I could get rid of it. I would like to think if I could do sit ups and burpees, that I could get rid of it. But seeing that I can't, then that's a problem. Yeah, I mean, sex was always good exercise, but come on, man, who you fooling, man? You ain't having sex but 2 or 3 minutes. Cut it out, man. The whole time you having sex ain't nothing but foreplay, man. Cut it out. You down there with your mouth down there doing some things that you said you would never do, and experimenting, doing things that you always wondered what OGs or your father was doing. Come on, man. You sex ain't no hell of an exercise for you, boy. That 2 3 minutes ain't nothing, man. Come on, man. Run up and down that basketball court for an hour, for 3 hours. Play 6 or 7 games, man. See who win the most games out there, man. Come on, man. I've been there and done that, man. I know what you're talking about. I don't care what anyone say. Big Nina boy still going to get in the ring for the right bag. Slick was able to pull off one arm push-ups. which was shocking, surprising. Looked like he knew something besides his ABDs. Yeah, I agree. But Slick go to work every day, man. You see Slick out there work. You see Slick in his backyard working. And Slick's not that old, right? Walnut history would be good. It would be good. I agree. It would be good to know if they consider themselves Bloods or Anti Crips or not. Because people always throw that blood label on them, but then some Bloods say no. They some say they was allies and some say no, man, Big John Seal and them was doing their own thing. What up, Kev San Pedro in the building? That's what's up. Still waiting for the footage of Kev Mac riding. Well, first of all, y'all have to pay me to ride Slick's horse because when I fall off and break my back and I'm paraplegic, all I get out of it is you guys say, well, Kev Mac got on Slick's horse and he was a fool and now he's paralyzed. What do I get out of that? Like, I don't get nothing out of that. So y'all gonna put up some insurance for me? What are y'all gonna do? Everything ain't about Kev Mac. It's about Kev Mac's well-being, right? Nigga, I can't do some things with my grandkids that y'all gonna be able to do with yours. So getting on a horse in Slick's backyard ain't a priority for me. Ain't got nothing to do with being scared. It's just a damn horse. It's just an animal. It's domesticated. It ain't no wild zebra in Africa, in the jungles. You feel me? Man, we get so many trolls up in here, man. It's hard to tell who's a troll and who ain't. There really isn't a difference. I always considered and thought all Damos were Damo. Right. Shit. We all human beings, right? We all cut from the same cloth, right? But you got to be real though, man. When it comes to different individuals, it don't matter the color of the rag. Everybody ain't cut 100% the same, right? Everybody wasn't a big Rebo. Everybody wasn't a Larcel, right? Hey, Kev, have you heard from? I spoke on that earlier. I haven't heard from Baba Louie. I haven't spoken to him. It's been a long time, man. It's probably approaching a year, if it hasn't been a year already, right? My man said it's the new millennium talk. Man, the Big Rebo interview was good. You know what I hate about the Big Rebo interview? There was actually another camera. Remember that little camera that the Mac Heads and Maniacs helped me get a long time ago, like 5 years ago or some shit? That camera did not function properly that day. And I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but something happened to the memory card. The memory card was not recording and it wouldn't work right. And man, because he was doing a lot of standing up and moving around, coughing and spitting. That camera, though, had all the angles when he got up, you know what I'm saying, and close up. So we never got that. That's what I hate about the Rebo interview. Also, Rebo wanted a second sit down that we never got. He actually wanted to sit down with some dudes, Bitter Dog Bruno. He wanted to sit down with Bitter Dog Bruno and do an interview. And he wanted to come back and speak with us, but we never got it. I think Elgin. I don't remember if Elgin said they was blood. Elgin said they was allies, but I don't know. But a lot of people. eh, I'm not gonna put that on Elgin, man. So don't do that. I don't think Elgin along, threw that on them. I ran across many of people in the streets that put that blood label on the walnuts. Even Jamel. Yeah, that was a classic Monster Cody interview, man. Very classic. Naomi, I like that afro, man. Kind of look like my mama afro, but your shit purple like Homie the Clown. Like mom's had a gold one, like a goldy red bone. What that rolling 60 like. I like the sisters interview. These dudes' stories need to be heard. How about Venus Williams and her sister? How about a Williams sister interview? That would be good, right? Since they crip walking and they sister got killed in the violence in Compton and they from Compton. That would be a good interview, right? Serena, I think that would be a very good interview. I think that would be a little above and beyond for Mac video interview, but I think it would be perfect for Mac interview. I'm not saying Elgin didn't call him Bloods. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I'm not going to put it on him that gave them that label because I've heard others say it as well. That's all I'm saying, my brother. And see, okay, see, that's what I'm saying, man. He used to kick it with Baba from Walnut. Henry Tillman. Never knew him as a Damu, and I don't think so either. I mean, I got stories, man. I just don't tell all my stories, but I've actually been in a party that Henry Tillman and some gangsters crashed. So I have my own experiences and my own stories, man. But I let Cartoon tell it how he tell it, and whoever else tell it how they tell it. I've actually ran across Henry Tillman a couple times. Was he a blood? I don't know. I never known him to be a blood. I know I got a homie from 30s that was locked up with him when he was boxing, and he didn't give him walnut. He gave him 8-7. Whereas other people give him walnut because they say 8-7 wasn't around yet. I don't know, man. But a Henry Tillman interview would be good, right? Yeah, an interview with the Jungles or City Stone would be good. Obviously, you're new or you don't know the politics surrounding that. I've obviously haven't been able to get it, so I can't just say interview him and go do it. It's not that easy. We've been over this stuff over and over, man. It's just not that easy, man. Henry Tillman would be good, especially his explanation of how he edged Tyson in the '84 Olympics, but then turned around and got whooped by Tyson later on in his professional career. Henry Tillman was popping back then in '84, though. You remember that? Yeah, I agree. It would be a great one. I agree, OG Bab. Little Texas boy, good looking out, man. Appreciate that. That dog ain't that tough, right? That dog in that picture, he's kind of soft, right? Big Devil, what up? I ain't had too many wild stories at the sauce and swap meet. Kitchen interview from Kitchen Joe or Kitchen Mo. There's still that's why I say, man. Remember a couple months ago, people were saying it's time to leave Cali gangs, go outside Cali. Man, y'all have no idea how much more California, Los Angeles history that hasn't been shared. My homie said, tell the story about when security tried to kill him at the sausage swap meet. it's like a blur to me since somebody asked and the homie agreed. So we at the Slauson swap meet. I don't even know what year it was. Was this before I went to prison or after I went to prison? I don't even remember the year. But we were at the Slauson swap meet. The homie had a burner on it. Slauson swap meet security act like they police, like they want to be real police, or maybe on their other job they're real police. The homie wasn't bothering nobody. You know what I'm saying? We gotta make sure we good going up in the sauce and swap meet because you never know who might be in there or how it may go down. But we up in there just chilling. I don't remember what we went to get, but we wasn't bothering nobody. We minding our own business. And Sauce and Swap Me wanted to holler at the homie. And the homie like, for what? What you want to holler at me for? So Swap Me dude left him alone but kept peeping him out. And he like, hey man, come here. And the homie took off running. So the homie run out the SWAT meet and security chase him and start busting on the homie. The homie's running fast and security, for whatever reason, shooting at the homie from the back, busting on him. Shot probably 5 times if I remember correctly. Busting on the homie, and the homie ran all the way out the parking lot to the homies on 5-8. We had some homies on 5-8. And I jumped there. I think I might have been in a Jeep at the time, not sure, but I drove down 5-8, picked up the homie, got the homie off the street, and we went to 5-8 and told the homies, man, they busting on the homie like for no reason. And trying to kill the homie, trying to kill the homie. Homie was a little shooken up, but the homie was with the bullshit. So he ran it out, and that's the end of that story. But no real good swap meet stories off the top of my head. I think I vaguely remember a story where some gangsters try to get at me. No, I want to say some brims tried to get at me one time. And the gangsters showed up. And the gangsters and the brims start going at it. And basically, I ended up being a bystander watching them go at it. But no real story. I know we got homies that got a lot of stories down there, though. When the last time you heard from Alfred Pigme? I ain't heard from Alfred Pigme since I interviewed him. Good morning, Kev. Are you keeping, mate? I hope you're better. Just for work here in Dublin, Ireland. Yeah, Sean, I'm all right, man. I'm all right. You can still hear it, still lingering, but yeah, I'm all right. Dub C would be a good interview, but Dub C say he's not doing no interviews right now. At least not with Kev Mac. He said he suspended interviews after his brother passed, man. You know, it's eating him up, so he didn't want to do no interviews. And he said when he's willing, he would definitely seek out Kev Mac interviews. So all I could do is keep the homie in his word. You know what I mean? Whether he do it or he don't do it, that's on Dub C, man. But good guy right there. We're not paying Crip Mac for no interviews, man. I remember when Dub C used to beatbox on K Day. All right, all right. Kevin, you heard from Bird from Slauson. How's he? I haven't talked to Bird. You know, with this whole COVID thing, I just figure I'll give Bird his space. And but me and Bird have talked. We have talked a while back, not recently. He got a lot of Munson stories, and Munson got Bird stories. They kind of admired each other a little bit. They had one or two run-ins back in the day before they really knew who each other was. Uh, just words being exchanged. Yes, him and CJ Mack got a podcast, no doubt about that. It would be great to interview a former LA or Compton police. I have in mind a couple of police officers, sheriff officers that I would like to interview. There's an LAPD officer that I would like to give a hard interview to because he was what y'all call a mark or a buster. And he had it out for me for some reason. So I would like to know why this fool had it out for me and why he testified in court all this bullshit about me that he didn't know nothing about me. He didn't know me. Man, he got in court and lied on me and made it tough on me from robbery homicide. So I would like to interview that buster. But other than that, a couple of sheriffs will probably give some good interviews because you got to realize these gang sheriffs, they have so much information on Crips and Bloods. Whether it's good or bad, they got information on us. They've talked to us. They've interviewed some of us. They've studied some of us. They ran across some of us on the streets or in the jail system. And I'm sure they got more intel from their supervisors and from older gang cops. So I'm sure they got plenty of information, man. Just like that dude Reggie Wright Senior is putting information out there. I'm sure a lot of cops got a lot of information on dudes with these podcasts or that was gang banging or causing ruckus in the streets back in the day. We need a part two, Kel. Part two on what? I missed it. Why did you used to terrorize me? He didn't terrorize me. That's some bullshit. I'm saying, why did he lie in court? Why did dude go to court and make testimonies against me like he did, knowing he didn't know me? Well, we was in touch with hard times for a moment, but obviously it fell apart. Yeah, I seen FG interview Omar Bradley. That was I mentioned it on here. I thought it was a good interview. OSS has deep info controlling the game. Man, I'm sure. And then, what y'all probably don't know, and you probably ain't gonna believe me, but I'm gonna put it out there anyway. What y'all probably don't know is OSJ. OSS is Operation Safe Streets. OSJ is Operation Safe Jails. They really one and the same, but one deal more in the street, one deal more in the jail. Well, they created intel within the jail system. So what happened when me and Cutes was talking about the vents, or talking over the vents, singing over the vents, blowing his cigarettes in the vents, uh, putting toilet paper up there to keep the vents, the air from coming in the vents. They would put tape recorders in the vents through what do you call the pipes, the plumbing system. So in between the jail cells, from this module to that module, there's a hallway in between. And that's where the plumbing is. And they got lights in there, and they would put tape recorders in there. And they would listen to dudes' conversation. That's how you get these jailhouse informants to get people to talk. So they put these these mechanisms to listen to conversations, and so that's more intel that they got. Yes, absolutely. And they also put rats in there. They will find ways to put individuals in there to get info out of certain cases. And so, yeah, they got a lot of intel on us. They got a whole lot of intel on us, man. On top of what people go and volunteer. See, I always say this, and I don't know if y'all take me serious or not, but you give a dude, especially a smoker to gang bang, but he's coming off the street fresh off smoke. Man, you get that dude some cookies, man. You get that dude some cookies and some soft Peter, that fake punch, man, that Jim Jones, and a sandwich. Give that dude a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, man, or give him a ham sandwich. Give him a bologna sandwich, man. Give him what's that one called? Y'all know what I'm talking about. It ain't baloney, but it's like baloney, right? Man, you give a smoker that, or you give a starving gang member that, man, he gonna go sit up in there and talk, man. I ain't from nowhere, homie. I'm from my daddy, my mama womb, and my daddy nuts, as Ice Cube would say. Man, once them deputies make a person feel comfortable, man, and start feeding you that bullshit salami. There you go, salami, man. Not the spam, the salami. And man, them dudes gonna go talk, man. Ain't no telling what they do for a beer or a cigarette, man. The hood postman, what up? Man, you ain't no telling what they gonna do when you give them cigarettes, man. Give that tobacco in their system, man. Take them outside to the roof, get some air. Man, ain't no tell. Man, them dudes probably got so many secret recordings or notes of interviews they done had with gang members, man. We just don't know about. Mac, not saying you're currently from somewhere, but what set were you initiate into as a juvenile? Man, look, man, there's all kind of info out there, man. I'm gonna just let that info linger out there, man. The first 48 shows that, so yeah, that's true, kid. And that's another thing, man. First 48, I think some of that stuff is staged. I don't believe all of that is actual suspects, but a lot of it is, man. A lot of it is, and it's right there on first 48 for sure. Mouth out ball 10 times 10 these days. Hey, man, I'm just saying, man. Family, man, they say it's your phone that froze, man. Your Wi-Fi is tripping. I can't believe we got 300 people in here for Kevmac. It ain't no cutes or rockhead up in here. It's just Kevmac, right? Dudes with eighth grade educations think they can sit down and outthink a seasoned interrogator. Yeah, I talked about that a few times on some of these lives. Dudes with no education, dudes that think they leaders, dudes that think they smart, will go into an interrogation room and tell you, I wasn't there. I wasn't there, homie. I don't know nothing about it. And before that conversation is over, yeah, well, I was there in the car, but now you put yourself at the scene. I ain't see no gun. I ain't see nobody with a gun. Next thing you know, they saying, well, I had a gun, but I never fired it. Now you done put yourself with a gun. And you see this over and over and over. And it's like, are they smart enough to even know it's a camera in the room? Are they smart enough to know this is being recorded? And that shit kills me, man. That shit just kills me, man. You see this for years. I mean, first 48 so vicious that cops played out. Like nobody want to watch cops no more. Like nobody want to chase you watching a crackhead and catch you with cocaine or needle. Like niggas didn't advance to they want to see this nigga tell on their friend shooting somebody in broad daylight and killing an innocent girl. Like cops just got so weak that man, there's so many other cop shows now, man, and court shows because they know that's entertaining to us, and they know that they can show us how dumb we really are. Right? Of course, it depends on the person. Obviously, they not showing all of the guys that don't want to talk to him, right? Obviously, they're not showing the guy that's talking shit to him and don't give him no information, because then it wouldn't be a good show. But trust and believe, there's some guys out there like that too. I mean, like we talked about Pretty Boy, there's guys that did life sentences and didn't roll over on people, right? So there are people that keep it 100 and just don't engage. Did you know black people are injured in California? I know Khalifa is an indigent. How you say that damn word? I miss Judge Judy, Ricky Lake. Really? What about that other lady where they killed the I think the homosexual killed the lover or something? Jenny Jones. Whatever happened to Jenny Jones? Did you like Jenny Jones? You was a Jenny Jones fan, right? OG Bam, they said, come on and tell us a story, man. They need a good night story. Ender genius. What's so genius about somebody that's got duh in their name? Like duh, you kind of slow and retarded. Genius, you're the opposite. I'm just talking. Jenny Jones is a producer now. What's she producing? I'd rather watch a live LA car chase. Hey man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I used to like to watch them car chases, right? Like you sitting there bagging up dope watching the chases, right? People calling you, turn on channel 9. Turn it on channel 9, KCAL News right now. Breaking news. And you be like, oh shit, that's the homie right there. That's the homie, man. What the homie done? The homie done robbed the bank. Watch the homie go through the hood and throw money out the car. Like he might as well share the money with you because he can't take it to jail with him. It's evidence, right? They say Morton Downey Jr. show was the one. Hey man, there's a lot of people that done that, man. Let me see what the postman said. Some weakness dudes won't tell, but a percentage of killers, which you know what, Melly Mel, I absolutely 100% agree with that. I know some weak dudes that went to prison for 4 or 5 years and didn't tell, and I know some killers that went to jail and told. Yeah, you right, Melly Mel, absolutely, absolutely. OJ's car chase was entertaining. I was on the street for that before I was in there with OJ and Hot Pop. Oh man, New Young Undercover was good. What was the one on cable though? That was good too though. The prison one. New Young Undercover was classic. There haven't been no hood movies about LA lately because LA is not the same no more. Which shouldn't have nothing to do with nothing, right? Because if you're creative and you can put together a movie that resembles the past, it shouldn't matter. If you can do a movie based on the past, it shouldn't matter. I think it's just holding some creative minorities back from the big screen, the wire. Yeah, I think I think certain people are done with a group of people who became successful and continue to mess up or blow their money or not pay homage to the guys that put them on. Shaniqua, what up, homie? You know, I've been checking out your girl, man. Keisha Cole. Keisha Cole live. Keisha Cole's a cute little hood rat, huh? She's so sexy with her little sexy self. Now, see, when Q's and them talking about your little projects or the little Mexican, see, Keisha Cole is what I would consider little. The little cute woman, right? The little cute hood rat. Little Keisha Cole. Like, she's so cool and so real. She keep it 100. She's so authentic. I like to tune in and check out Keisha, man. She's cool, man. I told Keisha Cole, you going to marry her, Shaniqua. I said, you going to make this happen. You gonna make this. I shot my shot with Keisha Cole a couple times already. I done sent screenshots to Shaniqua like, look, I'm capping at your girl. Like, you gonna hook us up. And I don't want to do nothing but look and laugh and have a drink with her, right? Females from Oakland are the best. I give them that. I give them that. They not the finest, but they are the best because they real. Like, ain't nothing like a female from up north for the Bay Area. They are so real. The natives from up north are so real. They get it, honestly, they get it from the uncles and daddies that was pimping. Like they popping they collar harder than niggas nowadays. But they know how to keep it 100, and that a real LA nigga like an authentic black woman. I mean, we like all women, right? We like all the Latino women and what have you, but an authentic Bay Area black woman ain't nothing like that, man. They know how to conversate with you. They know how to keep you on your P's and Q's. They know how to tell you when you're talking to a sucker off the top. They recognize them. I mean, ain't nothing like a Bay Area woman without question. The Wire must have had real street dudes. The Wire was off the hook. I like The Wire. I like New York Undercover. New York Undercover was cool. Me and Keisha the same age. Not that nobody care about how old you are, nigga. And her kid, we have the same name, Town Biz. That's Shaniqua. Hook me up. She a real one. She a real one. Shaniqua a real one too. With her come as you are looking ass. Her old wake up in the morning like who done it ass. But I love me some Shaniqua. She ain't done nothing but keep it 100 with me though. I don't know when we gonna hang out though. We gotta go hang out somewhere in Atlanta or the East Coast or something, right? Hmm. I mean, New York Undercover, you checking out Malik, the Puerto Rican dude, and then the Puerto Rican chick, right? Like they put that together so proper. It was so unique. Like it was something for everybody to get into and really enjoy. And it was a good show. Yeah, man, a good LA TV series or movie would be great. I just think they don't want it. They don't, or are they waiting for the right person? John Singleton, Ice Cube could pull it off. Singleton, rest in peace. But I don't think they just want anybody to pull it off. You ever had a low rider? Yeah, I had a couple low riders. Peace and abundance to that pimp game for sure. Touch that like button one time. Hey, my man say South Point steak and eggs for $4.99. Nigga, throw another dollar in and you can catch COVID. Like, bro, like Las Vegas is the mecca for the United States tourists right now. Like they bringing all kind of shit out here, man. Like be careful up in there getting that $4.99 steak and eggs, nigga. I'm telling you, you walk out with COVID too, my nigga. And we eating off the same utensils, man. You might want to go buy your own fork and steak knife, man, when you go up in there, right? How the baseball picks been doing, Kev? I haven't done any picks on here. I kind of fell off. I kind of fell off with the breadwinners, but homies done hit me offline, and I done gave them winners left and right. So we still got homies that saying Kev know his shit, but I'ma never stay 100 with the picks because it's a human element to these games, and people have good days and bad days. People travel. They stay up all night. Some don't. Some exercise. Some don't. Some take their job serious, and some don't. So it's gonna always be good days and picking sports winners, and it's gonna be bad days. But overall, I did a great job with the breadwinners and picking winners. I think the last 2 or 3 times I kind of tanked out, but I have L. I don't know if L's watching. L called me the other day, said, "Give me three." I gave him three. He won, and he sent me some money. My cousin hit me up not too long ago, asked me for five. I gave him five. He won, but he want to go back in and don't send me nothing. So I don't have the time and patience to give him five more. Right? I had another partner, boom, hit me up, asked me for some picks. I give him five. He throw in some other picks with him. I mean, that's his bag. So yeah, they've been all right, bro. They've been all right. Let's just say that. Clippers should move to Vegas, really? Mm-hmm. Somebody gonna move to Vegas when LeBron get a hold of him. I know that much. But I'm gonna cut out, y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here. We down there did 2 hours. I'll be in touch. Hey, y'all stay safe, man. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate you guys. And y'all stay safe, man. Stay sucker free. Looking out to everybody tapped in, man. Peace.